Skull Nation, stop right now. US Bank Stadium just erupted with breaking news, and the first number is already on the table. $8 million. A defensive mastermind just signed new ink, a quarterback chase hit a wall in San Francisco, and a cornerback nobody saw coming just walked out the door to Philadelphia. 3 moves, 1 offseason. And here's your first payoff. That $8 million figure, it's the exact contract Mac Jones is sitting on, while the Vikings circle like wolves. If you skull louder than you breathe, hit like right now, and watch the Packers panic in the comments. We start with the cornerback exit that has 0 impact, but reveals Minnesota's depth chart reality. Stay locked, there's a double cliffhanger at the end. Practice squad whispers, future steal rumors, and now a name slides east to Philadelphia without a single Vikings fan noticing. You remember him?
Most don't. The player? Ambry Thomas. And here's why this tells you everything about Minnesota's cornerback situation heading into 2026. Thomas never cracked the Vikings game day roster in 2025. 0 snaps, 0 impact, 0 reason to panic. But let's rewind. Around this time last year, Minnesota signed Thomas off San Francisco's scrap heap, hoping he'd become that CB4 or CB5 safety net everyone talks about, but nobody actually needs until Week 14 when injuries pile up like snow in January. The Vikings added him to the practice squad in December 2024, rolled him into a futures contract when the season ended, and then watched him walk to the Philadelphia Eagles this week. Here's the context that matters. Thomas posted a 71.5 PFF grade in 2023 with the 49ers, across nearly 500 defensive snaps.
That's functional, steady work. The kind that keeps you employed but doesn't land you on highlight reels. 855 career snaps total. Real exposure. Real resume. But Minnesota's cornerback room evolved past him. Byron Murphy locked down one side. Isaiah Rodgers earned trust on the other. And suddenly, Thomas became a name on a depth chart that nobody called. Philadelphia handed out futures contracts this week, and Thomas got the call. The Eagles now have 9 cornerbacks under contract for 2026, including rookies Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, who form one of the best young CB duos in the NFL. Thomas will fight for a roster spot at training camp, competing against 8 other defensive backs who also believe they belong. That's the NFL in January. Hope wrapped in competition, bundled into a non-guaranteed deal. What does this mean for the Vikings?
Absolutely nothing on the surface. But here's the layer underneath. Minnesota let him walk without hesitation because they know their cornerback depth isn't fixed by practice squad hopefuls. The Vikings need a day 2 draft pick at corner and a proven free agent to pair with Murphy. Thomas leaving is proof that general manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah isn't settling for maybes. This offseason demands certainty. Do you think the Vikings should draft a corner in round 2 or round 3? Drop your pick below. And if you believe Byron Murphy is a top 10 corner right now, smash that like and let Packers fans know who runs coverage in the NFC North. But as quiet as that move was, the next story creates noise. Because while a backup walks away, the Vikings just tried to steal a starting quarterback from the reigning NFC champions, and San Francisco's head coach said no. Stay locked. Midnight Call.
West Coast source. A Vikings front office analyst pulls up film on a quarterback who went 5-3 as a starter in 2025 and wonders if Minnesota just found their bridge to J.J. McCarthy. The film rolls. 195 yards per game, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, a 97.4 passer rate, career best numbers in a system designed to make quarterbacks look competent. The name on the screen? Mac Jones. Here's the situation. The Vikings cannot afford another Sam Howell disaster. Last offseason, Minnesota bet on Kevin O'Connell's quarterback wizardry, signed Howell, and watched him struggle through the preseason, before pivoting to Carson Wentz just days before Week 1. That cannot happen again. J.J. McCarthy needs a veteran who can compete, support, and step in without destroying the season. Jones fits that profile. Affordable, experienced, and coming off the best statistical year of his career. But here's the wrinkle. San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan spoke openly about Jones' future on January 21st, and his message was crystal clear. You always listen to people with trade offers. We're also not into getting rid of good players, so I'd be very surprised if Mac wasn't around us next year. Translation? The 49ers see value in Jones as Brock Purdy's backup, especially after dealing with quarterback injuries all season. Shanahan isn't slamming the door shut, but he's making Minnesota and every other team pay a premium if they want Jones. Jones himself added fuel to the fire, telling reporters, "I do believe I'm a starter in this league." That's a player pining for a real opportunity, not another clipboard gig. But San Francisco holds the leverage.
Jones is under contract through 2026 on a 2-year, $8 million deal, and over the cap values his 2025 performance at $11.2 million per season. That's affordable upside, exactly what Minnesota needs. What would a trade cost? A first-round pick is laughable. A second-rounder feels lofty given Jones's limited sample size. Realistic territory? A late third or early fourth-round pick in the top 100 range, or a pick swap similar to the Sam Howell deal, where Minnesota moved back 30 spots on day 3. Both sides would need to concede, but the framework exists. The problem? Shanahan's comments create leverage. Every team calling about Jones now knows San Francisco isn't desperate to move him, which drives the price up. Minnesota can't overpay for a bridge quarterback, not with holes at center, cornerback, and offensive line. This is a chess match, and right now, the 49ers hold the board. Do you think Mac Jones is worth a third-round pick, or should the Vikings draft a rookie backup instead? Comment below. And if you believe J.J. McCarthy is the future, regardless of who backs him up, hit like and prove it. But while the Vikings chase quarterbacks, the defense just locked in its mastermind for another year, unless someone offers him a head coaching job. This next story changes everything. Stay locked. Wednesday night, US Bank Stadium lights up. Social media explodes. The Minnesota Vikings just announced they've signed Brian Flores to a contract extension, locking in the architect of the NFL's third-ranked defense for 2026, unless the Baltimore Ravens or Pittsburgh Steelers call with a head coaching offer. This isn't just a contract. This is Minnesota drawing a line in the sand. Let's break down what Flores built. In 2022, before Flores arrived, the Vikings surrendered 25.1 points per game, third worst in the NFL. Total chaos, no identity. Opponents carved them up like Thanksgiving turkey. Flores took over in 2023, and the transformation began. Year 1, 21.3 points per game, 14th in the league. Year 2, 19.5 points per game, 5th best. Year 3 in 2025, 19.6 points per game, 7th best. That's not luck, that's culture. The numbers get deeper. Minnesota's defense allowed just 158.5 passing yards per game in 2025, second lowest in the NFL, and the best mark for the Vikings since 1989. The red zone defense? Opponents scored touchdowns on only 42.9% of campaigns inside the 25-yard line, the second best rate in the league. 3 Vikings defenders made the Pro Bowl under Flores in 2025, cornerback Byron Murphy Jr. and linebackers Jonathan Greenard and Andrew Van Ginkel. That's player development. That's scheme mastery. That's why Kevin O'Connell called Flores irreplaceable. O'Connell said in a statement, "Brian has a unique ability to connect with players, understand their skill sets, and put them in positions to maximize their impact on the field. The identity of our defense is a reflection of his leadership and preparation. Those aren't empty words. Players believe in Flores. His system works, and Minnesota just paid him to stay. Reportedly one of the highest-paid coordinators in the NFL. But here's the edge of the cliff. Flores interviewed with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens for their head coaching vacancies. Both teams are still searching. If either team calls with an offer, Flores walks, and Minnesota promotes Durante Jones, the defensive backs coach who coordinated the Vikings defense in preseason games and has drawn interest for other DC jobs. Jones is the succession plan, but the Vikings are praying Flores stays. The extension also blocks other teams from hiring Flores as a defensive coordinator. The Washington Commanders showed interest before this deal got done. Now, the only way Flores leaves is up, to a head coaching job. That's protection. That's strategy. That's Minnesota saying, we're not losing this man unless someone makes him a head coach. Do you think Brian Flores deserves a head coaching job this offseason, or should he run it back one more year with the Vikings? Drop your take. And if you believe Minnesota has a top 5 defense with Flores calling plays, hit like and make the Packers nervous. But the question remains, does Flores stay, or does he leave for Pittsburgh or Baltimore? The answer could drop in the next 48 hours. And on top of that, there's a rumor that a Vikings offensive assistant just got fired, and Kevin O'Connell is hunting for a replacement who can fix the NFL's most broken offensive line unit. That story drops next.
Stay locked. 3 stories, 3 moves, 1 message. The Minnesota Vikings are building, not hoping. A cornerback walks to Philadelphia, and nobody blinks. A quarterback chase hits resistance in San Francisco, but the pursuit isn't over. And the defensive mastermind signs new ink, cementing the identity of a defense that opponents fear. This isn't off-season noise. This is a franchise declaring its intentions. Let's connect the dots. The Ambry Thomas exit proves Minnesota isn't settling for practice squad hopefuls at cornerback.
They're hunting a day 2 draft pick and a proven free agent to pair with Byron Murphy. The Mac Jones pursuit shows the Vikings learned their lesson from the Sam Howell disaster. They need a capable veteran bridge to J.J. McCarthy, even if Kyle Shanahan is playing hardball. And the Brian Flores extension locks in the architect of the NFL's 3rd-ranked defense, ensuring continuity unless Pittsburgh or Baltimore comes calling with a head coaching offer. Here's what this means for 2026. If the Vikings execute on these 3 fronts, lock Flores, land a veteran QB for cheap, and upgrade the secondary, the Green Bay Packers should be terrified. Minnesota's defense is already elite. Add consistent quarterback play for McCarthy, fix the offensive line with a new center after releasing Ryan Kelly to save $8.75 million in cap space, and this team isn't rebuilding. They're hunting.
The NFC North runs through whoever can survive January, and Minnesota just stacked the deck. But here's the reality check. The Packers just cleared $22 million in cap space and are targeting the same free agents Minnesota wants. The Lions still have the most explosive offense in the division. The Bears are 3 years away, but they're drafting high. This division is a war zone, and the Vikings just loaded ammunition. Here's what I need from Skull Nation. 1. Smash that like if you believe Brian Flores staying is the biggest win of this offseason. 2. Drop a comment with your boldest prediction. Does J.J. McCarthy start week 1, or does Minnesota trade for a veteran? Are we winning the North? Are we playoff bound? Or are we Super Bowl contenders? 3. Subscribe, because every single subscriber makes Packers fans furious, and we're about to own the entire NFC North.
But listen closely. Here's the edge of the cliff. One signature is still missing on Brian Flores' contract. He could accept a head coaching offer from Pittsburgh or Baltimore in the next 48 hours. If that happens, Durante Jones gets promoted, and the Vikings' defensive identity shifts overnight. Which domino falls first? Flores staying or Flores leaving? And on top of that, there's a rumor that Kevin O'Connell just fired offensive line coach Chris Cooper and is hunting for a replacement who can fix Minnesota's interior O-line, which ranked 28th in the NFL in run blocking. That decision could make or break J.J. McCarthy's development. The answer drops next week. Skull Nation, the battle is here. Hit subscribe, stay locked, and let's make the NFC North bleed purple. We ride together. See you in the next war.